Laura DeVita, Renee Molinari, and Captain Megan Curran,
Oh, it's televised.
Lions Arc.
Do one first.
Televised on television.
Sorry. Just want to make a quick note to everyone watching. This meeting is being broadcast and televised by Chelmsford Telemedia. Is there anyone else in the audience who's recording the meeting? Okay. Please come on up. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm actually Laura DeVita. I am the co-founder of the Lions Arc, and we have been working with Megan, Captain Megan Curran and the Senior Center to host an open house on July 5th. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 12 noon at the Senior Center. It'll be a meet and greet with some veterans from our town, including George Simonian, Felix and Greg Gregorian, Ken Avery, Tom Curran, and of course, Captain Megan Curran. And we hope to give an opportunity for you and your families to come and intermingle with some vets, learn a little bit about their service, just in a more personal way. There'll be refreshments and a craft table for kids. We're looking forward to seeing you there. If you have any questions, please email us. Our email's at info@lionsarc.org. Do you guys have any questions?
Well, it sounds like a great event. Thank you very much. Any questions from members of the board? Well, we hope you have a great turnout.
Great, thank you. Really appreciate your time. Have a great night.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have Kirk Marshall from the Arts and Technology Education Fund here to discuss their grant awards for this year. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. My name is Kirk Marshall, and I'm the chairman of the Arts and Technology Education Fund. The Arts and Technology Education Fund would like to thank the Board of Selectmen and the town manager for their ongoing support of our committee. The purpose of the committee is to provide supplemental funding to support the educational initiatives and projects that enhance the existing curriculum of the Chelmsford Public Schools. We would like to thank the generous taxpayers of Chelmsford who have donated to our fund either directly or by rounding up their tax bill. We would also like to thank those individuals who have made a contribution to our teacher recognition program. The teacher recognition program allows students, both current and former, parents, or other interested parties to make a donation to our fund in the name of a teacher or school department employee. Please visit the Arts and Technology Education page on the town website for details. The members of our committee are Evelyn Thorin, Angelo Toronto, Dr. Frank Tiano, Jeff Porzio, Beverly Barrett, Tricia Duras, Colleen Stansfield, Kerry Meikle, and myself. A total of $4,197 in grants was awarded during the spring 2015 application process. The committee also awarded $546 for a grant that is being funded in the current fiscal year. As you will see when I introduce the recipients, they are passionate about making sure each one of their students receive the tools they need to receive the best education possible. It is truly the committee's pleasure to introduce this year's 7 grant recipients. I will read a brief description of the recipient, and they will come up to the podium to receive their certificate and have their picture taken.
Yes.
The first 2 grant awardees are not here this evening. Ukuleles. This is what this elementary music school teacher requested. He writes, "It's a very simple instrument that the students find rewarding." He believes that this grant will enhance each student's curriculum tremendously. He's not here tonight because he has a scheduled rehearsal. He was unable to make the interview on May 28th because he was conducting the Byam School 4th grade concert. Passion, commitment, and new ideas. This is what this committee likes. So congratulations to Matt Graber for ukuleles for the Byam 4th grade music program in the amount of $750, and this grant will benefit the children of the Byam School. These next recipients have been awarded previous grants through our committee. Their support and passion for the fine and performing arts is well known. When the committee asked one of the recipients a question regarding how the material requested through the grant would benefit the students, she started to answer the question and said, "Well, I think," but then with confidence she said, "I don't think, I know." And she went on to describe how the grant will benefit the students. These 2 recipients know their stuff. Unfortunately, they are unable to attend this evening because they are busy at the PAC. conducting the All-Town Wind Ensemble. Should this meeting run short, they have extended an invitation to you all. Congratulations goes out to Allison Lacasse and Sean Wright for supporting musical growth in the amount of $735, and this grant will benefit the children at the McCarthy School.
Very good.
This next grant is geared to the fine arts, specifically ensemble music for the strings. This award allows students to practice their own piece in an orchestra and to hear their own part in an orchestra. This grant will allow teaching time to focus on the nuanced aspects of music. If you have ever had the pleasure to watch a middle school concert with all its fun surprises, you can appreciate the preparation that goes into it. Congratulations to Susan Slocum and Lisa Tiano for Ensemble Smart Music acquisition in the amount of $750, and this will benefit the children of the McCarthy and Parker schools.
You're here. All right. Congratulations. Congratulations, Susan and Lisa. Thank you.
This grant recipient, like all the recipients this year, was very passionate about her students. She described the specific formalities of her grant as the boring teacher stuff, and when she described the students who would benefit from the grant, she called them my little authors and good little kiddos. In a nutshell, her students were visited by authors, and they became authors. Then they were visited by illustrators, and they became illustrators. The kids then had to write and illustrate their own books. This grant allows her students to publish their own texts, complete with illustrations and bios of the authors, who are the students themselves. And according to the teacher and the students, one of the most exciting things will be the little barcode that will be printed on the back of the book. This grant goes to Tara Trainer for creating authentic text in the amount of $546 and will benefit the children at the Harrington School.
Congratulations, Tara.
The next recipient, like most of us, has a busy schedule. He requested the earliest interview slot because he had the Byam School Spring Concert at 7 o'clock. We gave him the earliest interview time, and he won us over, and we trust that the spring concert was a success. When describing the reason for this grant, he talked about the safety of the school's children and how the safety of the courtyard sometimes makes more sense than sending kids out the front door. This grant helps to support a tradition at the Byam School that fully utilizes their courtyard. This grant goes to Jason Fredette for Byam Courtyard in the amount of $462.
Congratulations, Jason.
The next recipient's grant request is designed to get certain elementary school kids reading. You may ask, why don't they read on their own? Not all home environments encourage daily reading. The next awardee says she wants to introduce books to these kids because they wouldn't necessarily see them in the classroom. And once they pick up a book, she wants them to hold on to it and not want to put it down. We need to get all kids reading, and this grant helps to reach those that may not be interested in traditional reading choices. This grant goes to Jane Bloomberg for books for the mobile book room in the amount of $750 and will benefit the children at the Byam School.
Congratulations, Jane.
The next recipient works with students that have language and communication disorders. The classroom she works in has an interactive whiteboard, but it does not include voice output software. The children love the whiteboard, but for those who have difficulty expressing themselves, they are unable to do so without this software. This teacher tells us in the grant that there is an abundance of research that shows that pairing visual symbols with voice output can encourage and build spoken language in persons with autism spectrum disorders. She let us know that the kids get excited through verbal communication, and our committee gets excited when the kids get excited. This grant goes out to Roberta Clicks for small group lessons for students with language and communication disorders in the amount of $749 and will benefit the children at the Byam School. Finally, I would like to thank Dr. Frank Tiano for his support and participation on this committee. Dr. Tiano was an active participant. He and his staff were always available to us if we had questions regarding the direction of the programs and curriculum of the Chelmsford Public Schools, and we do extend our sincere thanks. Thank you very much.
Kirk, to you and the rest of the committee members, we just want to extend a big thank you to you and all the grant participants for what you're doing to improve our school system and the lives of our children. It's tremendous work. I can see you're all very excited about it, and please just keep it up, keep applying next year, and we hope the fundraising keeps coming in for you, Kirk. So to everyone listening at home, please check off that box in your tax bill. All right, thank you. Next, we have an announcement from Animal Control Officer Eric Merrill regarding an upcoming seminar on living with wildlife. He didn't make it. Oh, he didn't make it. Okay.
Good shitty.
Didn't make
He
it.
sent a surrogate.
Head surrogate.
Just as good.
Hi, my name is Vivian Merrill, and I'm coming to you on behalf of the Animal Control Office to announce a seminar and discussion being held on June 24th at the Chelmsford Police Department Community Room. It'll begin at 6:30 p.m., we'll end at 9, and we'll have various speakers to talk about how to live with wildlife, how to not get bothered by them, how to protect yourself more or less. And he's had a couple of these seminars in the past, particularly with John Magaranis when we had a lot of issues with coyotes and stuff. This is Deanna Gualtieri's first time here, and she runs New England Wildlife Animal Rescue Connection. She's also the animal control officer in Waltham. And then Eric himself will also give information. And basically this was done as a request from residents he was just talking to. It's like, what do we do with the bobcats? What do we do with the bear? What do we do? What happened?
Yeah.
And so he's done this on a smaller scale previously, but here's one more shot. It will be broadcast by Chelmsford Telemedia.
Great.
So if you can't make it that night, you'll have your chance, and otherwise everyone's encouraged to come. Bring your questions, bring your concerns, and it'll be a lively time. You got plenty of time, and like I said, it's open to everybody.
All right, no, and thank you very much. I know
Thank
there
you.
have been a lot of questions about these issues lately, so it's a great event. Well, thank Eric for organizing it. All right. Well, that's all we have on the agenda under public service announcements. So, oh wait, we do have the farmers market here. Kathy O'Ryan and Fran McDougall, who we can't forget, here. I think they have a special event coming up this Thursday they'd like to share with us.
I'm not sure it's a special event. It's an event that happens every year.
How quickly we forget.
A birthday happens every year. It's
Exactly.
special.
Thursday,
Thursday.
June 18th, this Thursday, we will open the farmers market again at 2 p.m. You are certainly all invited to attend. In fact, we'd really like somebody to come and help us cut a ribbon, and so we don't stand up there looking silly by ourselves.
Which will be at 2:30.
Which will be at 2:30, yeah. And we just want to encourage all the town to come out and support their local business, local farmers. We have a lot of young people that usually come and volunteer. They're still in school, so we have to wait a couple of weeks for them. And we'd be remiss if we didn't thank our great neighbors, being the Unitarian Church and the Baptist Church, parking for our vendors, parking for our customers. So we do not have a parking problem, which I know is hard to believe in the center, but we don't.
Chelmsford for the,
Yes,
Because of those partnerships, though.
that's right. That's exactly right. We have entertainment every week. I don't know.
And we're just asking everyone to come back and see how many new vendors we do have
We
this
do.
year.
We have some new ones.
And I would be remiss if I didn't. I just noticed coming in through the door, we happen to have 2 people who have moved from Lowell into Chelmsford. And what is one of the first things they do? They're coming to a selectmen's meeting.
Wow.
How good is that? And how many people are sitting at home and saying, whoops, I've never been to one. So we want to welcome Linda and Carol to Chelmsford.
Yep.
And we know they'll be participating, and we hope to see them at the farmer's market.
Linda and Carol, thank you for coming.
Kathy,
Thank you
the
for choosing
date-
Chelmsford.
Kathy,
So if
the
anyone
the
who's
date
up-
again? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
The date?
the 18th,
18th.
Thursday?
Thursday, the
This
18th.
Thursday, every Thursday after that, except for the week of the 4th, all the way through to October 1st, rain or shine. And Paul's taking care of the weather for us this year, so we're all set. He promised me.
We're
It
going to add that
looks-
to his
Somebody
goals.
has to be in
It
charge.
looks as if the
After.
drought is over.
Exactly.
And maybe Thursdays, we'll go through that summer we had at one time
So
where it
every year, we
rains.
always kind of give you a gift, and I know you don't want any more T-shirts. and
Bags.
I know you don't want bags, so this year, we thought we'd bring you something to eat.
Freshly grown,
Freshly grown.
Wow.
as the town of Chelmsford is known for its strawberries, and in particular Parley Farms, the
Yeah.
Chelmsford Parley Farms. We're
Yes.
bringing you
They,
some
brought
gifts.
us all-
Wow, that's
We're
fantastic.
not Greeks bringing gifts, a couple of Irishmen, but
I don't know what to say with that.
To take 'em.
Thank you.
Kathy, you do a
Wow.
good job.
They should be $50. Wow.
I need them before
So,
I get them home.
not all of us may make it for 2:30. I know some of us are working, but at least 1 or 2 selectmen will make it for the opening, and we will be there throughout the year.
What's the
And how
entertainment?
late are you,
singing?
does it go till?
I'm singing.
2:30.
2:30 till when?
6:30.
It normally starts
Right.
at
I'll be there.
We start at 2, but
are at 2:30, but we don't end
we'll
until
let you come
6:30.
late.
Thank you. No, I'll be
So-
on time.
If anyone at home hasn't come, it's important to mention that it isn't just fruit and vegetables either. There are people selling soups and pastas and crafts and different things as well, so you get a good variety.
We have a list here of, because we have some of our favorite vendors. We have Brewed Awakening from Lowell with Andy Jacobson. And we have Community Teamwork comes in from Lowell. We have the Chelmsford Water District is going to have a table this year.
We know them well.
So
You know them well.
the Happy Cat is coming.
The water district only
No.
brings
I've never
water.
seen
I
a
don't know.
sad cat, but the Happy Cat is granola.
Oh.
Neshoba Learning Group that has some relatives of a school committee member that comes with the foreigners.
We encourage nonprofits to come, and they are nonprofits, and we don't, but they are members of our community. So we encourage them to come, and sometimes they come 3 times, sometimes they come 4. But if anyone who thinks that, I got a call today for someone who wants to be there, not a nonprofit, but wants to come, and there's someone out there who thinks, oh, I wish I had joined, I don't have it. As Paul told me 4 years ago when I began, the common's big, Kath, fill it up.
That's
So we
right.
always have room. So
Good.
don't hesitate to call us, get a contract online, and give me a buzz.
I have to mention Joni's cannolis too, for
Oh,
those
yeah,
of you who
well.
have sweet.
Yes.
So we'll hopefully we'll see you on Thursdays. If it's Thursday, it's on the Common.
Thank you
Look
very much.
forward to it. Thank you.
Good luck, girls.
Thank you.
All right.
Haven't called a girl in a long
Leave it to George.
All right. We're going to move on to open session. if That's okay with everyone. Is there anyone here who would like to address the board or any reason? Any issues? All right, seeing none, we will move on to committee vacancies. Selectman Joyce?
Vacancies, 3, 4.
You don't have to read the term ending.
No, okay. Doesn't matter. Okay, we have committee vacancies as of 6/15/2015. We have 1 opening on the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee. We have 1 opening on the Board of Appeals. We have another opening on the Board of Appeals. Community Action Program Committee, we have 2 openings. Conservation Commission, we have 1 opening. Cultural Council, we have 2 openings. Economic Development, we have 1 opening. Finance Committee, we have 2 openings. Great Brook Farm Advisory Committee, we have 1 opening. Land Management Subcommittee, we have 1 opening. Public Celebrations Committee, we have 2 openings. Recycling Committee, we have two openings. Tree Committee, we have 1 opening. And if you wish to apply for these, you can go on our website, www.townofchelmsford.us, and the openings are listed up there, or you can get a form and send it to TM office at Town of Chelmsford, US. That's it.
Great. Thank you very much, Bob. We hope some people apply. Starting June 30th, we have a number of these seats are opening up, so please submit an application. We have 3 licenses this year. We haven't requested the applicants come in. If you certainly have any questions, we can reach out to them, or you can let me know ahead of time if you see something, and we can request any additional information. But just moving forward, where we've never denied one of these since I've been on the board, and I think in a long time. So, does anyone have any questions on the first license, 1-day beer and wine license for Susan Gates at the CCA, June
Yeah.
27th?
On both of these, do we have the assurance that the tip's been filed? I know Susan, she has a long-standing one.
2 or
Yeah.
3 of them.
You
do.
can
They're all on
include that in the motion if you'd like.
Yeah, it would be nice to know who the tips person is,
Yeah,
It
she
doesn't
included
say
it,
on here.
Deborah Ambrosio, on the second one.
This one?
Yeah, she included it. So
Okay. Amoroso, yeah, okay. So that's, but that's one outside of, that's not Susan's 2, right?
Right, that's the bridal shower.
That's the bridal shower, okay, well, it's good that we have the bridal shower, but I think we should still include it on the list.
Yeah, I think they checked it off, but she didn't include the copy. I guess we can ask Trish to include the copy if it's available. Yep,
Yeah, well, I don't see it on Susan, so,
just
right.
include it in the motion if you'd like.
all right. We can do them all at once or one at a time?
Sure, we can just do them all at once if you'd like.
Sure.
Are there any comments on the second one or the one for St. Valentine's Church on August 9th?
Okay. I move that we approve 1-day beer and wine licenses to the following. Susan Gates, CCA, on 6/27/2015. A beer and wine license to Barbara Martin for the CCA 1A North Road for a bridal shower. And the tips is on that, I see that. 1-day beer and wine license, St. Bartnett's on 8/9/2015 for their annual picnic.
Is there a second?
I'll
And
second.
all, I just want to include that the tips certification should be checked by the town before.
I'll second that.
Great, all in favor?
Aye.
Nays or abstentions? It's unanimous. Thank you very much. Reports and presentations. I see we have Bill Askenberg in the audience, here to give us a brief presentation on the Pollinator Park at Roberts Field. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Hi. Bill Askenberg, 185 Westford Street. I'm here seeking your approval to place a small memorial marker at the Pollinator Park that the Friends of Roberts Field is creating, in exchange for a donation from a resident who collected donations for her bus driver's wife who passed away. It's basically like accepting a donation for the bricks and things like that that are sold for fundraisers, with the exception that it's just going to be it's pretty much just a one-time only thing for the Pollinator Park. It's right now the donation amount is about $500, and the total cost of the Pollinator Park is going to be about $2,800. So it's a substantial donation, but it'll be a small marker that'll probably be placed in the main garden bed of the park. So that's kind of an overview of it. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Right, no, I think it certainly seems appropriate. No, it's a very pretty marker. Any questions from members of the board?
When did it become Pollinator Park, or is that just a section of it?
It's a section. It's a part of a whole plan. So the Friends of Roberts Field have been working on updating the trails, clearing out the trails. Right, there you go. And two Boy Scouts are doing Eagle Scout projects. One just finished, Joe Rossano, who was actually his birthday, so I wish him a happy birthday today. He just completed 2 bridges over some drainage areas, and then Kenny Carr is working on another bridge, and then also some boardwalks through some seasonally wet areas that are on the eastern side of the shore of the pond, back in the back. So the Pollinator Park is on the corner of Old Westford and Westford Street.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was cleared a while ago, and over the last 2 years, we've been mowing it, keeping it open. There's a ton of invasive stuff like bittersweet and poison ivy there. It's still a lot of poison ivy there, but that's pretty much what we did the last couple of years. And now this year, we've gotten one of the beds in place and the main bed, and are ready to start work on the plants. And Corey Rose, the wetland scientist, has put together the list. So all the plants that are going to go in are all native perennials, non-invasive, flowering and fruiting plants, shrubs, and trees. So it'll all have a benefit to, not only will it look beautiful, but it'll be a benefit to the nature in the area as well.
Good.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate all the hard work you and the other volunteers have done at the park there to make it look beautiful and fix it up and maintain it. So thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Appreciate that.
Are the bricks still in there? On the playground side?
Yes, the
Yeah.
bricks are definitely still over there.
I got one there. I'll have to go see if it's still.
We'll take a look.
Yeah,
Should
it's
be
still there.
Okay, is there a motion to accept the acknowledgement of the donation marker?
I move that we accept the donation of the Pollinator Park, what is it called, a marker?
Yeah, Memorial Garden marker. as presented.
Memorial marker as presented by Bill Askenberg.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays or abstentions? It's unanimous. Thank you very much for the overview. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Right, is Darlene here? Oh, hi, Darlene. Next, under reports and presentations, we have Darlene Luce here, Town Accountant, to give us the fiscal year 2015 budget update.
Good evening.
Good evening. Would you like a strawberry?
I'm all set, thank
Plenty.
you. I know, I should have given them all to the audience. So tonight I'm just here to summarize the financial activity of the general fund and also special revenues through May 31st. So we're getting ready to close a couple weeks. We'll be closing this fiscal year. So as of May 31st, you got the revenue report. Revenues have been extremely strong, which has been my good news to present is local receipts has exceeded our $8.4 million appropriation that we appropriated at the Springtown meeting. So we appropriated 8.4, and when we're already at 8.468, so we're a little bit over there. You can see where the motor vehicles has exceeded what we had appropriated by about 10%. So we're happy to see that every year it keeps continuing to be strong. At some point, we think that will diminish a little bit. Everybody will buy new cars, and they won't be buying new cars for the next few years, but that's continued. The next line item is the penalties and interest. I just want to give a little description of why that amount is so high, because we normally don't see that to be from prior year. You know, it's almost 70% of what we budgeted and at 84% from the prior year. We did have a property on Stedman Street that we had a tax redemption on. So we got interest payments. It was about a $400,000 payment we received. 208 of that was interest to the tax lien. So that goes in.
The landfill site, if
Yeah.
you remember, that was part of the agreement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pay
Right.
it back, yeah.
So just to give you a little bit of why that interest line item is just much more than it was from the prior year and what it is from what we budgeted. So that's kind of probably won't see that again next year. Again, the meals tax, hotel tax coming in very strong, over from what we had from prior year. And all the other licenses, permitting, I would say the majority of the $690,000 is home permitting. for building permits. There's a small percentage of it that is from police and fire permits, but the majority of that is from the building permits. Real estate and property tax collections, 99%. I don't think we can get much better than that. If you talk to other communities, you don't normally see that. So John's out there really out there collecting our real estate, doing a good job with that. State reimbursements, you'll see we'll be getting our last quarter in June, so you'll see pretty much 100% of that $16 million. And the other financing sources are like free cash and those things that we appropriate at the town meetings. So that's really where we are. If you look at the recurring and then the non-recurring, I just put a little note there in the $33,000 for the non-recurring. Our auditors in the past years have asked us to try to close out some old tailings, vendor tailings. Those are checks that just people don't end up cashing. John does put an ad in the paper. We advertise for that. We send out letters to the vendors to come in and we void out those checks but reissue new checks. So these are very old vendor tailings that nobody has ever claimed. We've gone through, like I said, the procedure of putting ads in the paper and all that, nobody claims them. So the auditors, what they ask us to do is close these out to the general fund.
Oh, okay.
So that's what that, pretty much that $30,000 is, the vendor tailings.
All right.
Onto the expenditure side of the house, everyone is doing very well. I will not see, and I don't expect to see any issues closing out the fiscal year of anybody being over their appropriated budget line items. I've been sending out weekly budget reports during the month of June, so everybody's watching their budget. I've been telling people and really hounding them, you know, if you need to encumber any funds, if you need to get POs in, I need those, you know, as soon as possible. I need people to tell me so I can kind of figure out where they're going to be for year end. If they have work that's been performed and we need the invoices by those vendors, you know, by June 30th. So I have people out there, you know, call your vendors, tell them to get your invoices in. I need to get, you know, that information in. We can't run, the last warrant's going to be on July 10th. That's the last warrant I can run for the fiscal year. So, you know, during that, it's tough because I know during that 4th of July week, you know, a lot of people are on vacation. So I tell people, you know, really hammer in and get these invoices in so we can get those paid. But at this time, looking at the departments, I don't see any issues that anybody should be concerned about that we'll have any overruns on any of the budget line items on that. I know in the past we want to talk a little bit, people want to see what the balances are in the revolving accounts. So I did give you a list of the revolving accounts. Again, we really don't have, unless you have particular questions on any of these accounts, whatever the balances are at the end of the fiscal year, again, these roll to the current fiscal year to start.
I want to briefly mention about the two town halls, because I know Bob had a question.
Yes, let's go down to the town halls. I'll give you a little, and this just tells you their revenue and their expenditures. I can give you a little better by line item if you want. If you go down on the second page there, all the way down, you'll see the North Town Hall. So they had a beginning balance of $26,000. Their revenue to date is $24,000, and their expenditure is $10,000. So they have a current balance of about $40,000.
Which town hall? That's the
This is the North.
the north? Okay.
Yep. So just to give you a little, again, I told you their revenues was 24. Expenditures, you know, like $650 for electricity. You know, their building maintenance is about $320. Their telephone is almost $6,000. Contracted services, $250. Their expenditures are much less than our center town hall. The electricity cost over at the center town hall is, because everything over there is electricity, our heat is electric and all of that. So they're running, their electricity cost is 15 versus the electricity costs at the North Town Hall is only like $150 to date. So you'll see a big difference in their cost. So we're the center town hall, or the CCA, they started their year with only $190. They've taken in 68,000. They've expended 53, leaving them with 14. So they're doing a little bit better than last year. They've had, Susan's really done a lot to step up. She has a lot of stuff going on over there, a lot of shows and showers and things like that she's really trying to open up the hall and renting out more. But looking at their costs, they do have higher costs than over at the North in the sense of running that building. Just in electricity and heating and things like that.
Do we know why? I mean,
We've had them check the meters. I know Paul is aware of this. And we've been assured that the meters work perfectly, that there is no issues with the meters over there. We had them change the meter out at CCA because I said, there has to be a problem. I said, just change the meter out and put in a new meter, and it's still running the same way.
my thought is, we got two old buildings that were renovated approximately same time, and one is so expensive to light and heat. Did we do something different, Paul?
There's electric heat in the center town hall, particularly in the addition area. So
Okay.
we're actually exploring an energy grant to see if we can convert that to a gas-powered system.
And in North, we have gas?
Right.
Yeah, we have gas.
Yeah, it's gas.
Why was that? Why?
It's called value engineering.
It's cheaper.
Is when they constructed the project, they had to bring, make some modifications to design to bring the projects into budget. And that was one of the value engineering decisions of that project.
That's interesting.
Got a couple of really bad winters. That
Right.
this-
You've had some cold winters. too.
Yeah. Is it possible to probably at some point, if we can find the money, do these types of things in there so that it
Oh,
doesn't?
it's not a problem with air conditioning, it's the heat. It's the winter heat.
No, but doesn't the heat come out of this too?
Yes, but it's no way near the
Oh.
expense for heat in the winter, because you're just churning those things, and also, we're also looking at insulating the walls as well, because, if we can do some more insulation of the walls at the center town hall, that might help as well.
Was the North Town Hall insulated,
Yes.
but the regular Town Hall
That's
wasn't?
what we're exploring, to see if there's areas that haven't been insulated.
Oh, okay. Okay. And one more thing. Could you send me the detail on both of them?
Sure,
Email it to me, please?
sure.
Okay, thank you.
I'll send it to the whole board, so everyone has it.
Thank you.
Any other questions, or?
I had one more, and that
Yep.
was under revenue.
Yep.
It said state reimbursement. Looks like we've got 14,000. The budget was 16,000.
Million.
I'm sorry, million.
Yep.
Didn't
We'll
see
get
the-
our,
Didn't see the dots in there.
we'll get our we'll get our fourth quarter state revenue in on June 30th, so that hasn't arrived yet. So
Okay,
that will,
that'll
that'll
bring
make
it-
up that
will bring it
difference.
up. Okay, all right.
And that'll happen with the meals tax and the rooms tax either. Those are only given out quarterly by the state.
Right.
Right.
Correct.
Does
other
anyone else
sense?
have any questions for George? I think this is very exciting news. I was very happy when I opened your recent email.
Yeah, we're
Do-
doing well.
Do you have any
Oh,
estimates
you're
or
gonna
feel
put me on the
comfortable?
spot.
I know. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
sometimes we talk about it a little premature. It looks to me like we're talking $1 million plus potentially. I don't know what other things we also may have taking up some of that, but it looks like well over $1 million. So
Yeah.
that's exciting news.
Yeah.
Right,
we will.
we've got a snow and ice deficit that we have to fund that's over $500,000.
Yes, we have a
$600,000.
$600,000 deficit. Yeah, that's probably one of the things I should have pointed out. If you're looking at the year-to-date budget report that I showed you, if you do look down at the snow and ice, you'll see that there is a deficit there of $655 in that account. So we did submit to FEMA, just to keep you updated. We met with FEMA and we had our kickoff meeting. The paperwork has been submitted. We were actually the first submittal. The gentleman was working, the FEMA gentleman's working on our project, said he was going to turn around as quick as possible. I just don't expect that money to come in at the end, by June 30th. So that'll probably come in sometime in July and August. We're looking at about $355,000 worth of reimbursement
Well,
from
that's a
that.
good
That was
amount.
about our submittal. And then if the state says they might kick in, if they have a little extra revenue, we don't bank on the 25%, but at least we'll get some of that in the FEMA. That money do go to the general fund when that money comes in, but should be expecting that sometime, or maybe around the August timeframe.
And then we also drew $500,000 from the stabilization fund towards the operating budget for the
Right.
upcoming year that we said we'd replenish at the fall as well. So that'll put us
Yeah.
over $1 million.
Yeah.
So there'll be no free cash after that?
No, there'll be free cash, but there won't be much left after the obligations that we have in terms of snow and ice and the.
That's one of the things I was cautious. I wasn't cautious at the beginning of the year because I never know how revenues are going to fall out. But it made me feel better seeing that they did that. I'm looking, maybe $1.5 million of free cash. Maybe could be a little more depending on how we, end the year and what our turnbacks are.
But do we have to take the snow and ice money out of free cash?
No, we'll have it certified for fall town meeting, and then we have to pay that balance off.
Okay.
Otherwise, it goes onto your tax recap sheet.
Right, okay.
Yep.
No, it's a very positive review. Thank you for coming in. Any final questions? Yes.
Good job, by the way.
Yep.
How are we doing with the school department? Is all that transition been done with the accounting system?
We are almost there on the one chart of accounts. We're getting ready to run our third test transmittal. We've had a couple errors that we've had to work through, but it's going pretty smoothly. It was a bigger project than I actually anticipated. I actually didn't realize how many line items the school department actually has and how many extra general ledger accounts I had to add to my addition, or the general ledger I already have. So it was a pretty big project, but we're almost there. And I'll just say this: we may not make the July 1st deadline, but I have talked with Michelle Cresto, who's going to be the new business manager coming in. She's actually been on the conference calls with us and been included in this project, which has been great. We're thinking maybe it's going to be August, which is, we've spoke to the auditors on that and how that'll all work and any back and forth they have to do with some financial reports, because we know it would be clean if it was July 1st, but the auditors and Munis would be, want us to be clean with our and be happy with our general ledger and do it right the first time. So they want us to take our time with it.
Yeah,
so they're fine with August 1st. So it probably will be a turn on live date, maybe August 1st.
Okay, and what about payroll, Paul? I saw an email about...
I can give a little
you
update.
can update.
I'll update. I've just got back from the school department. Let me explain what happened. On Friday, I did get a call from Mr. Antonelli stating that the school department did their balloon payment, and there was one additional payroll included in that. It was supposed to be, when you do balloon payment, it was supposed to be 5 pays, and there was only 6. The way Munis works, we don't do this on the town side because we don't put all of our salaries, we don't encumber all of our salaries with the school department on July 1st encumbers all their salaries. Oh. After every payroll, when the school runs a payroll, they run a program that actually updates the program, and it reduces the amount remaining to pay each person. So on Wednesday, when the school department finalized their payroll, they ran a regular payroll. It was the regular payroll was run, and then the balloon payment was run. After the regular payroll was run, the payroll administrator of the school department forgot to run that program to update the one pay. So then when she went right into doing, because you'd kind of do it in the same payroll, but it's kind of separate steps. When she went into the balloon, when she said calculate, it took that extra payroll because she didn't clear it out. So when I was reviewing the payroll, it looked fine to me because she had in 50 days, 50 days, because we do biweekly payrolls, so we work 10 days. Mm-hmm. So the teachers were supposed to get paid 50. We put in 50 days for the balloon. So when I was reviewing it, everything looked fine. Munis was ignoring that she put in 50. It was just taking whatever the remainder salary was to pay those teachers. It just took it. So unless I actually sat there with every payroll and said, okay, 50 times the hourly rate, went through it, I honestly didn't do that. And Frank Antonelli really didn't. We just kind of looked at it and said, okay, we've got 50 in there. Everything, that looks good. Everything was fine. But there was an extra payroll. So we met today. What we're planning on doing is they're sending out, we got everything in Excel spreadsheets. We have figured out what's owed back from the teachers. They're working with the teachers union. A letter's going to go out tomorrow to the teachers telling them the net amount that they need to pay us back, each teacher will get their own letter with the net amount. And we will then take that money and deposit it back into the payroll account to make that clean. We're hoping to get this all done by Friday. The teachers are supposed to be writing the checks on Friday to get us back in, to get us whole. And if that happens, it'll even clear up our federal and state taxes that we have. Because what we'll do is we'll go in and we'll manually do a void. That'll void out the tax situation. Because right now, for our quarterly reports, for our quarterly federal and state taxes, we've overpaid to the state and federal. And to clear that up, we kind of have to void that out. So I talked with Munis, and they said if you can actually do a manual voids by next payroll, we have one more payroll before we close the fiscal year, which is on the 26th. Because we're handling it all in 1 month, it should handle out we shouldn't have an issue with our quarterly taxes.
Okay.
So we had spoke with our auditors on that. They're fine with that. And
Is the payroll person in the school department the same one as we had last year, or are they new?
yes, she is. And she all year, she was she runs that report
Yeah.
every time she does a payroll. I mean, she has to do that every year, and she just, I think she was so nervous maybe of the balloon payment, she just totally forgot that step. So it was just kind of an unfortunate error, but it wasn't, it's something that said she has to run that report every payroll. She had just forgotten it. So they're all working very hard over there. We're all pitching in. Have volunteered some of my staff to do whatever we can to get this cleared up and get the money back into the accounts.
Thank you very much for your
Sure.
work on that.
Thank you.
Anything else? No more questions? All right. Have a good night, Darlene.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Move on now to Town Manager Bid Awards.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have one award for you this evening, and that's on the DPW paving contract. This is a consolidated bid for cold planing of bituminous concrete, which is basically taking the material off a surface road, and then you basically put new concrete on place and then do the castings. And we received 6 bids on this work, and you can see our estimated quantities were 35,000 yards for planing, 6,000 tons of bituminous concrete, and 300 adjustments to the castings. And the low bid was submitted by Sunshine Paving, which is the one listed at the bottom of the list when you do the math of the square yards times their price times the tonnage and so forth. And so we'd request your approval, confirmation of the award for fiscal year 2016 paving to Sunshine Paving as presented.
Sure.
At the last meeting, Paul, didn't we do some bids?
Yeah, but this was not included in
This
the
wasn't
materials,
included?
right?
Yep. Any other questions? Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we accept the bid of Sunshine Paving as noted on the bid result sheet for,
Bituminous concrete.
it's for fiscal year, what's it for?
Fiscal year 2016.
Fiscal year 2016?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays or abstentions? That's unanimous. Thank you. Okay, we now have our annual reappointments, followed by town manager appointments and board of selectmen appointments. Any questions about the list before we approve it? All right.
Yeah, I noticed that there's several vacated.
Yeah, people who chose not to be reappointed.
Right, and did we have,
That's part of why our list on tab 4 about the committee
So
vacancies
long.
is so long now. We've started to advertise for those positions.
okay, so a lot of these aren't filled yet.
That's correct. If
Yeah.
it's listed as vacancy, there's no appointment there.
Okay, so,
Everything else are reappointments.
okay.
Is there a motion to approve?
Yeah, motion that we approve the appointments of the town manager as listed on his annual committee appointment list for the terms as stated on that list.
Can you just amend that to board of selectmen and town manager reappointments? With the
No,
selectmen
I was going
ones.
to do that separate, but that's fine. Okay, we'll amend it to add the appointments by the Board of Selectmen as well.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays or abstentions? That's unanimous. Thank you. And we also have some separate appointments. Paul?
Yeah, these are new individuals, that's why we segregated those out. We're seeking your confirmation of the appointment of Mick Thompson of Brick Kiln Road to the Community Action Program Committee for a one-year term expiring June 30th, 2016, and Kathy Jewell to the Tree Committee for a one-year term expiring next June 30th as well.
Great.
And what about Stephen Miller?
That's a selectman appointment.
Oh, okay.
if you
All
wanna-
right.
How you want to do that?
Okay.
That's yours.
Move that we approve the appointment of Mick Thompson to the Community Action Program Committee and Kathy Jewell to the, where is it?
Tree Committee.
Tree Committee.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. And we have Board of Selectmen appointment of Stephen Miller to the Military Community Covenant Task Force for a 3-year term ending June 30th, 2018. Is there a motion to approve?
Yeah, is that a replacement or just an addition?
It's an opening that's on the committee, so we're not
been on
increasing
for-
the size of the committee.
Okay,
It's
it's
been a
been
long-term
on for a
vacancy.
while then.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Move that we approve the appointment of Stephen J. Miller to the Military Community Covenant Task Force.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays or abstentions? It's unanimous. Great. Next on the agenda, we have annual performance evaluations. We are missing one member of the board tonight, but she will be at the next meeting. So we're actually going to table the performance evaluations to the meeting of the 29th, is it the 29th? June 29th, 2 weeks from tonight. Move on to meeting minutes. We have executive session minutes, April 13th, 2015. Any questions on this? Is there a motion to approve?
Wait a minute, which one is it? I don't have that one. Which date? April 30?
April 13th? Sure.
Yeah, it's down here.
Yeah, you don't have, it's just,
I don't have it.
I don't see it there. Yeah, it's in mine.
How come I don't have it? Okay. Let me just look at them real quick before I... Okay, move that we approve the minutes. This isn't done yet, though, is it?
Yeah,
Right.
but
We're
to
not release,
release.
approve it, but not release
Oh,
them.
yeah, but
Right.
it's,
But we have to
otherwise,
approve
it's
them.
a, it's a
Right.
done deal. Okay.
Right.
Move that we approve the executive session minutes of April 13th, 2015,
Just at
and not release them for public release.
this time.
Hmm? At this time.
That's how we usually say it,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays or abstentions? That's unanimous. Great. Next, we have the regular meeting minutes of April 30th, 2015. Is there a motion to approve?
Yeah, I'll approve that. Let me just get to it.
Okay.
April 30th, 2015. Move that we approve the minutes. Oh, no, this is an executive session.
Regular, that's regular.
One more.
Oh, you did have them in there.
That one? April
it.
30th. Move that we approve the Board of Selectmen regular meeting minutes of April 30th, 2015 as presented.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. We have executive session minutes of April 30th,
Yep.
2015.
These aren't to be released, too. Okay, move that we approve the minutes of April 30th, the executive session minutes of April 30th, 2015, not to be released to the public at this time.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. And last set of executive session meeting minutes are for May 11th, 2015. It's just this page here.
Did that. Okay. Move that we approve the executive session minutes for April 11th, 2015,
Sorry, May 11th.
May 11th, 2015, not to be released to the public.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. Moving on to Selectmen Liaison Reports and Referrals. George, would you like to start tonight?
Sure.
Great.
I have a couple of companies that have, one company and a church, Red Hat software company out of Westford has done a lot of work in the town recently with the stewards, with Phil Stanway's group. 101 Mill Road, I guess they did a great job clearing out the back area over there. And then now they're going to go to the Paul Center with about 70 people on the 24th and do a similar job. As the Congregational Shalom on Richardson Road, there's about 50 people going to the Paul Center as well to do some maintenance work over there. And last weekend, the Hot Pond Association monitored the beach, and they put the chemicals in the water and made sure that people didn't get in the water, to swim and whatever. And I guess they're working in collaboration with Jeff Apostolakis, and the stewards, but Jeff is the steward for the beach over there. And also, the last one, condolences to the Jam Ross family, a large, long-lasting family from North Chelmsford, who's Ed Jam Ross worked for the DPW for like 15, 20 years, and he passed on this week, and just condolences out to that family. That's it, thanks.
Thank you, George.
Can I ask
Bob.
a paper question of George? What did Red Hat do? What kind of work did they do?
They cleaned up all the back area and
All the brush,
the brush
the
and-
overgrowth,
Oh,
the
okay.
invasives,
I
all
was
that
thinking they
stuff.
did something computer-related.
Oh,
that's
no,
all.
no. This was like, work.
Oh, okay,
field.
good for them. That's good.
Great. Bob, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I really don't have anything this week. I'll pass for tonight.
That's fine. Laura?
I attended the Friends of the Bruce Freeman Rail Trail Memorial Service for the Carol Clevin. There's going to be a memorial, kind of something there to state that all the work that she's done for the trail, and her family was there, as well as Paul and Representative Asiero, Senator Barrett, and the Friends. It's a nice little event on Saturday morning.
Very good. Carol did a lot to get that funding here.
Mhm.
Carol, Jim, the rest of them. So it'd be nice to recognize her along there.
Yeah.
It's already recognized Bruce Freeman in the name, but Carol did a lot. So.
Right, now they want to do something for Carol, and maybe do something in the center of the town, right there where people are parking.
Yeah, it's a fantastic idea. I know Paul reached out to me after about getting the Bicycle and Pedestrian Safety Committee involved, and possibly the Civic Committee and others. So, yeah, we will be in touch on that. Anything else tonight?
No?
All right. I do want to invite anyone interested. The Selectmen's Scholarship Fund Comedy Night is going to be held this Thursday from 7 to 11 at Princeton Station. It's going to be featuring comedian Dave Russo out of Boston. He's done a lot of events in the area, in the Greater Lowell area. He's a very funny guy. We're trying to raise funds for a Selectman scholarship for the school, so please reach out to either George or I to get tickets. We do have plenty still available. It's going to be a good time. There'll be raffles, and all of the funding that's made goes towards a really good cause. So just reach out to us. Like I said, we have plenty of tickets available. It's this Thursday from 7 to 11. And actually, I'll be preparing for this in 2 other meetings that night, so actually I won't be having my office hours this Thursday. It's going to be a really, really busy day. So I'll be spreading that word as I'm trying to spread the word about this comedy night. But please consider attending. I see a few people in the audience. If you don't have a ticket yet, you can stay after the meeting. All right.
Let's see.
Are there any press questions?
5 people
right.
at least you could sell tickets to.
I've got 5 tickets. Next meeting is June 29th, 2015. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you very much, everyone.
Good,
8
that was
o'clock.
good.